Archangel Michael says, I ordered you to open this within 2 minutes. You might not get this chance again. Someone in your family who has passed away wants to tell you something. Open quickly. Dear one, this is not a coincidence. You did not open this message by accident. There are no coincidences when the spirit world is involved, and this moment has been gently prepared in silence for days. Archangel Michael has hovered near your space, circling your name in the divine ether, whispering your presence into the breath of heaven, because someone you loved, someone who left this world with part of your heart still clinging to theirs, is trying to reach you now. Not with sound, but with soul. Not with lips, but with light. They couldn't finish the sentence when they were here. But they have found a way to send the rest of it to you now, through this message, through this moment, because the time has come for the silence to break. They come with no fear, no sorrow, no suffering. Only light. Only love. Only a divine urgency, because they know your soul has been aching in the quiet, pretending to be strong while secretly waiting for some confirmation that their presence is not lost. And now, they have been permitted by heaven to cross the veil, not with body, but with breathless glory, just long enough to press this truth into your heart: I never left. I never abandoned you. I've been closer than you knew. That one message alone is enough to awaken your entire soul, because deep down, you felt it, haven't you? The flicker in the room. The dream that came out of nowhere. The sudden warmth in the air. That was them. That was not memory. That was visitation. That was love in its eternal form. Archangel Michael is not just delivering this on their behalf. He is protecting the passageway that allows this divine communication to occur. He knows how fragile your heart has been. How long you've been silently asking, are you still with me? Do you still see me? Did you go too far away? And now, heaven is thundering with one answer: no. They didn't go. They rose. And in that rising, they've been circling you ever since. Watching. Guarding. Waiting for this opening. This message was sent for you, and only you, because your heart is the only one that can recognize their voice without needing sound. They knew you'd find it. They knew the universe would pull your eyes here in perfect timing. And now that you're here, they're standing right beside you, spirit glowing, hands extended, saying softly, please don't miss this moment. Please don't silence this signal. I have waited too long to reach you again. So don't look away. Don't doubt this. Don't overthink. Because your soul already knows. This is real. This is them. This is love breaking the laws of the earth to return to you, one last time, or maybe, the first time you were truly ready to receive it. They tried so many times to reach you, when you sat alone by the window, when you couldn't explain the sudden wave of emotion, when your heart felt heavy but no one around you understood why. That was them. Not a memory. Not your imagination. It was their spirit, moving across dimensions just to let you feel 1 second of the warmth that was once so familiar. You keep thinking they're gone, that they've disappeared into some unreachable place, but beloved, they are more alive now than ever before. Death did not silence their love. It only made it stronger. Their voice might not echo in your ears anymore, but it echoes through your soul, every time you think of them, every time you cry their name in silence, every time you whisper, "I miss you," into the air, they respond. Just not with words, but with waves. Waves of energy. Waves of presence. Waves of peace. Archangel Michael has watched over this process with divine patience. He knows how broken your heart has felt behind your smiles. He has guarded the spiritual thread that connects you and this loved one so it would never snap, even when life tried to pull you too far away. And now, in this sacred hour, Michael steps back just enough to let their spirit speak. Not in fear. Not in pain. But in freedom. They don't want to talk about their death. They want to remind you of their love. Because they see you now in ways they never could before. They see how you held everything together after they left. They see how much you carry in silence. They see how lonely your strength has become. And more than anything, they see how badly you needed this message today, because your heart was starting to forget how real their love truly was. They've been trying to get this to you for weeks. Through dreams that felt too vivid to be fiction. Through songs that played when you needed them most. Through strangers who said their name without knowing why. Through moments that felt like déjà vu but were actually divine contact. And today, heaven said, "Enough waiting. Give them this now. Because today your soul is ready to receive it. Today your heart has softened just enough. Today the veil is thinner, the channel is open, and the words that were never said can finally arrive. I am still here. You are still mine. And I never left you, not for a second. You've been thinking you're alone. But every single time you felt the warmth on your back for no reason, every time the wind whispered through the trees just as you thought of them, every time a butterfly appeared in an unexpected place, that was them. That was their way of saying, "Don't forget me, because I never forgot you." You didn't lose them. You simply changed the way you would find them. And this moment, right here, right now, is one of the ways. It's not by accident. It's not a random video. It's a spiritual arrangement. An appointment with grace. A divine invitation to feel what you were afraid you'd never feel again, their presence. So close your eyes, even for a second. Let the noise fall away. Let the doubts go silent. Feel them. Not the pain. Not the absence. but the presence. The quiet, warm, unexplainable feeling that they are right beside you, smiling, not because they returned, but because they never left. They couldn't say it when they were here, not because they didn't want to, but because time moved too fast, emotions ran too deep, and life didn't leave enough quiet moments to say the things that truly mattered. But now, in the stillness of eternity, where words don't need mouths and love doesn't need sound, their soul has come forward, finally, to finish the sentence that always lingered in the silence between you. And this is what they are saying to you now: I am so proud of you. I see how far you've come. I know it wasn't easy. I know you've cried more than you show. I know you've been strong when no one noticed. And I know you still carry pieces of me in your heart like a secret you've never shared. This message is not just a goodbye. It's a bridge. A sacred channel between two worlds, one you still walk in and one they now call home. And in this moment, they kneel down beside your soul, not to haunt you, not to pull you backward, but to remind you of something you forgot the day they left: you are still connected. Nothing has truly separated us. Love does not die. It transforms. And now that you've opened this, you've given them permission to reach the deepest part of your spirit, the part that still aches in the quiet, the part that still waits for a sign. This is that sign. Not lightning. Not thunder. Not spectacle. Just presence. Just a whisper from eternity saying, I never stopped loving you. Archangel Michael watches closely in this moment, his wings folded in reverence, his sword not drawn in battle but held in peace, because this kind of love needs no defense. It stands on its own. What you feel right now, this warmth wrapping around your body, this gentle peace entering your chest, this inexplicable calm, that's not just emotion. That's contact. That's soul to soul. Spirit to spirit. That's them sitting next to you the way they used to. That's them brushing your hair back with invisible hands. That's them placing a kiss on your forehead that your skin may not feel, but your spirit absolutely knows. They know how many nights you've prayed for a message like this. They know how long you've waited for one more sentence, one more look, one more "I love you." And now they are saying it, over and over, in a way that cannot be erased by time or forgotten by grief: I love you. I never stopped. I never left. I only became more than my body. They need you to know this because you've been carrying guilt. You've been wondering if you said enough, did enough, loved them enough before they went. And now they're asking you, gently, lovingly, to let that go. Because in their eyes, you did more than enough. You gave them memories that carried them into the next realm with joy. You gave them moments that still echo in heaven. You gave them love that made the transition easier. You gave them you. And that was always more than they could have ever asked for. So now they're giving something back. Not just words, but peace. A deeper peace than you've known since they passed. A permission to heal. A permission to smile again. A permission to live, not in spite of their absence, but because of their continuing presence. Let your tears come if they must. Let your heart break open if it will. Because through that opening, their light is entering. Not to haunt you, but to hold you. They're not asking you to let go. They're asking you to remember that you don't need to hold on to pain to keep their memory alive. You can live freely now. Because their love didn't stay in the past. It walks beside you still, in silence, in spirit, in every step you take forward from this moment on. They never wanted to leave you unprepared. They never meant to say goodbye in silence. They thought they had more time, more days to laugh with you, to hold you, to share meals and secrets and ordinary conversations that somehow became sacred. But time is a river that sometimes bends too fast, and before they could say what mattered most, the veil fell between your worlds. Still, their soul lingered near, watching over you in moments when you forgot how strong you really are. They've walked beside you unseen, through rooms where your tears fell quietly, through hallways where you spoke to no one, hoping someone in the invisible would hear. And they did. They heard every word, every whisper, every question, every silence. Now, as Archangel Michael opens this final divine window for them to speak again, their voice becomes clearer, not loud, but unmistakable. Please don't live in regret for what couldn't be said. Please don't let guilt hold your memory of me hostage. I remember the love, not the mistakes. I remember the laughter, not the last days. I remember your heart, not your worries. And I want you to remember mine. Their spirit does not carry the weight of pain anymore. They've been set free from suffering, from limitation, from fear. But what remains, what survives the grave, what travels across dimensions, is their love for you. It is untouched. It is alive. It is stronger than ever. They want you to know they've watched over every moment of your life since that day. They've smiled at your strength. They've wept with your hidden pain. They've cheered for your victories even when you didn't feel worthy of them. They've sent signs, butterflies, coins, electricity flickers, dreams, repeating numbers, sudden smells that remind you of their touch. And now they speak clearly through this moment, I am here. I never stopped protecting you. You feared that their absence left a hole in your life. But they want you to know, it created a doorway. A doorway through which heaven reaches you, not with thunder, but with gentle truth. Not with drama, but with a whisper that can only be heard when your heart is quiet. And now, they bring you something more. A blessing. A spiritual inheritance. something they carried with them, not in their will, not in their words, but in their soul. A light that belonged to you before you were even born, and which they are now passing into your hands. You've always had a gift. You've always carried something sacred. But now it's time you walk fully in it. I've seen your future. And I promise, it's beautiful. They want you to know that the next chapter of your life is not random. It is guided. It is protected. It is ordained. And they are still part of it, not in the old way, but in a holier way. Archangel Michael stands over this moment like a guardian of sacred memory, allowing only light to pass, ensuring that your soul receives this gift without interference. The gift is not only the message, it is healing. It is the ability to breathe again without pain, to remember without tears, to move forward without forgetting. It is the peace to know that they are well, and that their wellness now includes watching over you. The blessing they give you today is not just for your heart, it's for your life. For your finances. For your relationships. For your sense of purpose. They are whispering, stop dimming yourself. You are more loved, more supported, more guided than you ever knew. This is the sacred moment you were destined to reach. This is the message they've been waiting to pass. And now that you've heard it, you are no longer the same. Because you are no longer alone. They walk beside you now with full presence. They speak to you not with voice, but with vibration. They surround you with a light you can't yet see but can deeply feel. And they leave you with this promise, you will feel me again. Not just in memories, but in moments. In miracles. In dreams. In love. In light. In every step forward you now take. And now comes the part they waited for the most, not to just comfort you, not to simply be remembered, but to ask you something sacred. This isn't just a message from the spirit realm, this is a divine invitation. One that only you can answer. One that they have waited to speak out loud, even if their voice no longer echoes through the rooms you once shared. They're asking something holy, something eternal, something only a soul like yours could carry. Their spirit is standing beside Archangel Michael now, their hand raised gently over your life, their presence steady and full of light. And they whisper, will you promise me something? Not a promise of perfection. Not a promise to never cry again. Not even a promise to stop missing them. But a promise to live. To stop just surviving. To stop looking backward in regret. To stop freezing yourself in memories. They want you to promise that you will take the love you shared with them and pour it into your future. They want you to let that love evolve. Let it touch people who are still here. Let it heal others who are grieving. Let it become light in places that feel like shadows. Because they did not endure the pain of departure just to watch you live half a life. They passed through death's door so they could see you step fully into life's purpose. And now they wait, with breathless tenderness, for your silent yes. They're asking you to carry their legacy not as a burden, but as a banner. Not as a wound, but as a witness. Because your life still holds chapters they were never meant to write, but they will help you live. You may not feel strong enough. You may not feel ready. But they want you to know, you are more than you see. And I see it all. They see the way you encourage others even while breaking inside. They see the quiet faith you keep when everything around you is loud with doubt. They see the depth of your heart, the way you hold space for everyone else, even when no one asks how you are doing. They see your loyalty. They see your love. They see your potential. And they want you to finally see it too. Archangel Michael, whose sword cuts through spiritual confusion, stands behind you now like a wall of strength. His wings are spread wide, not to rescue you, but to remind you, you are protected. You are chosen. You are not walking alone. The very same force that brought this message to you is the same force that will walk with you into your next season. And as your loved one, the one whose absence created a silence you thought would never be filled, speaks again through your heart, you feel it, not just their presence, but their expectation. Not pressure. Not weight. But divine honor. That you are the one who gets to move forward carrying this legacy. That you are the one strong enough to rebuild joy without forgetting love. That you are the one who will look up at the sky one day soon, smile, and say, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. This message has traveled across dimensions. It's passed through prayers, signs, sacred timings, and moments you didn't understand, all to arrive here, now, while you are reading these very words. And that alone means one thing, you are ready. Ready to say yes. Ready to move forward. Ready to begin again. Not because you've forgotten them, but because they've reminded you, I live in every courageous step you now take. So promise them this. You will not give up. You will not stay stuck. You will not let the story end with sorrow. You will carry their name into light. You will walk forward with purpose. You will breathe deeply again, not just air, but hope. And when you feel alone again, just remember this, they already know. They already heard. They already wrapped their arms around your spirit and whispered, thank you for opening this. Thank you for hearing me. I will never leave your side again. And now, the light softens. Not because it's fading, but because it is settling. Settling into your bones, into your breath, into the quietest spaces of your heart that no one else could see. The one who has come to speak, the one whose name you've whispered in darkness, whose photo you've held close, whose memory you've honored in silence, is still here. But the message has changed. They are no longer pressing through the veil just to be heard. They are standing with their spirit wide open, offering you something rare. Something holy. A final release, not of goodbye, but of weight. They don't want to see you carry their absence as if it's your cross. They want to free you. Fully. Finally. Gently. They reach toward you now, not with hands, but with heaven. With warmth that wraps around your soul like an invisible blanket. And this is what they're saying: let go of the guilt. Let go of the what-ifs. Let go of the days you think you failed me. You didn't. I remember love, not mistakes. I remember your presence, not your pain. I remember that you showed up, even when you didn't know how to. You've held on to so much for so long, beloved. The regrets, the questions, the replaying of moments in your mind that only exist in the past. They've seen it. They've felt your heart calling for a do-over. But today, they are giving you something better, a reset. A sacred permission to live without sorrow binding your steps. Because love does not die. And souls do not vanish. And their story is not over, not while you are still breathing and still remembering and still rising. Archangel Michael now steps forward, not with thunder, but with reverence. His wings fold around you like a holy shelter. He is here to witness this transfer, this holy shift, this divine moment where grief transforms into grace. He places his sword into the ground, not to fight, but to declare, this space is now sacred. What happens here will echo into eternity. Your loved one moves even closer now, and you don't just sense them, you feel them. In your chest. In your tears. In your spirit. Their energy flows like a river through your being, washing away years of unanswered questions and replacing them with one knowing truth: I'm at peace now. And I want that peace for you.